Hello, treasured viewer. I'm on vacation in beautiful Puerto Rico this week, but I couldn't wait to get this interview out to you. If you have any interest in marketing or cryptocurrency, you're going to want to listen to Oliver Stamatoski describe his innovative new product, Beyond the Checkout. Please enjoy.
Greetings to everyone who's ever ordered a bag of coffee and thought, I wish that came with a side of Bitcoin. This is Proof of Pod, episode 19. My guest today, Oliver Stamatoski. Oliver, are you there?
I'm here, Dave. Thank you very much for a great intro, man. It was perfect. It was perfect. Love it. And even the pronunciation of my name was not too far off.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you so much.
Fantastic. That was actually the first thing I was going to ask you. Okay, great. So we have you here. We're going to talk about your project, Beyond the Checkout, and you're going to give us, kind of your personal thoughts and your personal history as it relates to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Perfect,
So,
man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you. Really appreciate to be your guest, and love the energy, man. Love the
all
energy.
right, all right. Thanks for coming on. Okay, so why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit, especially in how it relates to Beyond the Checkout.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Well, I have like a short version and a long version. I would start with the short version, and maybe later on in the discussion we can elaborate on it.
Perfect.
But basically, I'm born in Macedonia. It's like in Eastern Europe. Went like through hyperinflation there. Lived 20 years in Germany. I worked in the automotive world for 16 years, from a small engineer all the way running global multinational businesses. And although it was fun, I ended up in Bitcoin, like fully dedicated my life to Bitcoin 2013. And this is where I started
Nice.
an energy drink business that had Bitcoin rewards. And this original idea developed into something that we now call Beyond the Checkout, where we are basically bringing Bitcoin rewards into any kind of physical product or service or marketing material. And
Okay.
yeah,
So let me get this right. You started your own energy drink company,
yes,
and you were doing Bitcoin rewards, and you're like, "Hey, this Bitcoin rewards thing is cool." So I'm kind of like, spin that off into its own product.
exactly. So basically, man, the story is 2013. I've been like walking 16 years in the automotive world, and I said, okay, there must be something more out there. And I found Bitcoin 2021, 2022, and I said, okay, changing the world for the better through the automotive world is good, but I think we can do so much more with Bitcoin. And this is in 2013, I started looking basically for team members who can help me out with somehow like to bring Bitcoin and make it easily accessible for everyone. This is where I found Dave, my co-founder, and we started an energy drink business. And we had a couple of investors on board, and we kind of like, the original idea was just have an energy drink, you peel off the shrink sleeve, and there is a small QR code that gives you Bitcoin. This was our first thought of making Bitcoin easily accessible for the masses.
Yeah, cool. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but my first question that I just have to ask is, how do you deliver the Bitcoin? Is it like Lightning, or is it some other method?
Great question. Great question, man. Great question. So I'll answer now, but let me just once again point out this, because the question is perfect. The most difficult part for normies, well, for regular people who are not into Bitcoin for a long time, is to understand what's Bitcoin. And once they understand it, it takes like forever to get onboarded. Like,
Right,
oh yeah, you need to like sign up for an exchange and put money in, and it's a mess.
right. So one good thing about this is you don't have to explain Bitcoin too much, because our audience understands Bitcoin well enough.
Yeah, I understand. But our thought process was bring it to the masses. So
Mhm.
how we deliver Bitcoin is basically we make the QR code, and we can go through an example in a minute. And in the first step, we tie this QR code to a person. For example, you would scan a QR code and say, okay, congratulations, David, you just won 10,000 sats. And by pressing this button, we tie your email address or whatever credentials you provide to us to these 10,000 sats. That's the first step.
Okay.
But at this step, you don't own your Bitcoin, right? We keep it for you. But in Bitcoin, as everyone knows, you don't trust anyone. You don't trust me. You just want to have Bitcoin yourself. So
Right.
what we basically do in the first step, because let's say you don't have the laser eyes today, today you're not called David, you're called Joe Regular.
Okay.
And you scan the QR code, we take care of it for you, but we tell you, Joe, how about we put some laser eyes on you and we walk you through the process on getting a Lightning wallet, and you can how you can withdraw your Bitcoin through an LN URL. And then you're Dave, the laser eyes guy.
Yeah. Okay, so for those who don't know, laser eyes is kind of like a meme from started a few years ago where if you're into Bitcoin, you change your profile picture to have red laser eyes, right?
Exactly.
Right.
The idea
Okay,
is
so you're orange pilling people because, hey, they can pick up 10,000 sats or whatever. Why not get into Bitcoin?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the idea was we wanted to give this out. We basically give this out for free, right? So it was our intention to make it interesting for everyone who is consuming a physical product. The original idea was with an energy drink. We would make it appealing by having basically a random reward behind each of the cans. You might get 100 sats, basically a few cents in Bitcoin, up to whatever, $1,000 in Bitcoin, which would be I don't know, hundreds of thousands of sats. And that was the original idea. We tied it to an energy drink. And again, for whatever reason, we decided to step away from it and move on. And this is where Dave and I were like, okay, this was great. This was great on an energy drink, but let's tie this. Let's enable this technology, because we had some hurdles that were quite difficult. The technology was not fully built out as we wanted to have. Let's enable this technology to be so that we can apply it to any kind of product or any kind of service. Yeah. So that was the idea behind it, and so how it all started, and. I believe, I've been in the automotive world for a long time, and I've been dealing with people for a very long time. And I think with Bitcoin, we sometimes have different approaches. How do we bring new people on board? And there are typically three approaches. The first is you push them, hey man, you have to get into Bitcoin. No, this is great. And we push them. And some people are scared. Oh, I don't know. I've heard people lost money. So they go away from it.
Right.
Then you have the other option.
Just to add on to that point, I feel like I'm going to say more than half of the headlines I see about the Bitcoin price action is that Bitcoin is crashing, right? Whereas it's going up something like 67% year over year for 15 years, and yet the majority of the headlines are Bitcoin crash. How?
Exactly. I think it's I think it's the human psychology, right? So it's interesting. I always tell the story about there was an experiment with monkeys, and there was this monkey.
Oh, this sounds like it's going good.
I
can't wait. Well, a good monkey story is always good for the show.
Of course, man. We have opened up with a monkey story talking about Bitcoin. This monkey was hungry, okay, and
sure.
It was hungry, and they gave the monkey an apple. They gave the monkey an apple and were able. This is, by the way, a real physical, a real test that is done in psychology.
Right.
And they measured the happiness of the monkey, and the monkey was very happy because he got an apple. Right? He was hungry, he got an apple. Boom, he's happy. Great. We measured. It's, let's say, number 10.
Okay.
This is his happiness level.
Great.
Next day, the monkey was hungry again. Then they, instead of giving him one apple, they gave him 2 apples. Okay. And the monkey was ecstatic, but it was not happy as 10. He was happy 11, 11 points.
Okay.
As they gave him, he was like, oh yeah, I have two apples. They took away one of the apples.
Right.
At that very moment, the monkey was minus 12. So he was destroyed. He was disastrous. They took away my second apple. It's terrible.
Right.
And
I think this is called loss aversion, right?
Exactly. So that's why we perceive loss. It stains much harder than the happiness that we get by gaining something. So
Yeah.
I think that's why all the headlines are going more in the direction, oh, it crashed, because everyone's like, whoa, no way, it crashed like $2,000. But when it goes up by 2,000, it was like, eh.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
So to get back to the product that so I think you have an example of some video or something to share. Like,
Oh yeah. So basically, what we were like doing, it's you can see it like it's basically a QR code that we are putting on a physical product, and you can put it on any kind of physical product. But we're already working with some companies that gonna start putting it on physical products. But I can share an example of something where we're actually working on. It's gonna be our own product. This is, by the way, timestamp. I have like we're trying to a little bit explanation of why people would at all try to like put QR codes into or rewards into any kind of physical products, because everyone wants something. If you have the opportunity to get like a good product with no rewards, no nothing, or you have a great product and building rewards, everyone jumps on it. So people love rewards. And what we're trying to do is basically tie rewards to a physical product. And maybe I can share like this video where this is something that we're now trying also to launch. And this is your kind of like looking behind the curtain. We call it bullish coffee. And bullish coffee is basically, it's going to be coffee that is going to reward you with Bitcoin. So this is basically the bag of the coffee. This is not the final design, but just imagine a bag of coffee and imagine having a QR code on top of it. And again, you're Joe regular, you don't have the laser eyes, you've never heard about Bitcoin, but you're like, oh, it's interesting.
No coiner, we might call it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, and you're like, oh, I can get up to $100 in Bitcoin. Great, let me scan this. And then you scan it. And as you scan it, boom, you actually get a piece of Bitcoin. And those rewards are random. In this case, you got like 41 cents in dollar terms, or the Bitcoiners call it sats. It's like roughly 500 sats.
Yeah.
And in order to claim this, you just press claim. And then in this case, we provide a little bit of background education on the product. In this case, the coffee. What's the source of the coffee? What's the process? Why how we're gonna like make it fresh, and it's gonna be roasted like just before shipping it to you. And then you as a business owner get the opportunity to interact with your end customer at time of consumption, which is today not happening with any kind of physical product. Today, if you have like a coffee or water, the moment they hit checkout or they sell it in the store, there is no way to like contact really your end customer. Let's say you go to Whole Foods and buy a bag of coffee from whatever brand. At the time when you're consuming the coffee, there is no interaction with you. There is no digital layer. There is no rewards. There's nothing. And here you have a chance as a business owner to interact with your customer and get feedback. For example, what kind of roast you would like to have, or what kind of, how can we improve the product? In this case, the coffee. And as the customer goes through the process, they basically come to this overview where this is our dashboard, where they have the overview of all of the different products that they have scanned, and like kind of summarizing all of the rewards that they have of Bitcoin. And and as I said, like now you basically own Bitcoin, and it's tied to your email or whatever credentials you provide. But in Bitcoin, we don't trust anyone. You don't even trust me with your Bitcoin. So this is the process where we kind of like teach you how to take self-custody.
You're too smooth a talker for me to trust you with my Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's true. So this is where we're like, okay, well, you need to withdraw this to your own wallet. So this is where we like walk you through the process. You just press basically the withdraw button, and we create a QR code. And if you're already Bitcoin savvy and you know how it works, you just scan the QR code. This is a LNURL Lightning Network that you like scan it and withdraw
Okay.
it. But if you're not, which most non-coiners will be,
Right.
you just press the small button that says support, and we this is now a very like fast way to show so what's a Lightning Network. If you press the I, then you're gonna get a little bit more information. We give you kind of recommendations of what kind of wallets would work with LNURL, so you kind of get educated of how you can take self-custody.
Mm-hmm.
Once you download the Lightning wallet, then you copy the Lightning Network or scan the QR code, scan the QR code, and basically just as with any Lightning wallet, you just withdraw it, and within seconds, basically you have this in your self-custody. But
Okay, this is very interesting.
Yeah.
So the very first episode of this show, we actually talked about Lightning, and we were kind of cool technology. There might be some problems with it. Nobody's really using it. What's going to happen? And now you're my second guest in a row, who is using Lightning. In a real way. The previous guest was Knee Howdy, and they are using a similar kind of thing, Lightning Network to distribute rewards for prescription drugs.
Yes.
So this is very cool to me. I love seeing the ways that people are actually using Bitcoin. Let me ask you, did you own Bullish Coffee, or is that someone else's?
No, that's ours. Basically,
Okay.
this is and this is just for us an example product where we are going to attach our QR codes so that people have a physical product, see how it works in real life. And myself and Dave, we both love coffee. I think Dave loves it. He's my co-founder. He loves it even more. I think he's I think he's the guy who drinks the most coffee I've ever seen. And we were like, okay, why don't we just start something what we believe in? It's a physical product that we're gonna consume, and we basically are approaching people who are don't know Bitcoin in an area where what they know. Everyone knows coffee, right? So we just take something where already people are positioned, and we approach them with our offer.
Right. Okay, so you with the Bitcoin rewards, you hold on to them until the user clicks withdraw, right?
Exactly.
Okay, it's kind of interesting. Knee Howdy, their approach is they're automatically distributed. You just have to put in your QR code, and then every week or something, they automatically distribute it, and yours is to choose to withdraw, which is an interesting distinction.
I'll tell you the background. By the way, we've been working. We're great friends with Knee Howdy. I think they have an amazing product. I think they're doing something great especially in the pharma field, where they're allowing customers to really to earn Bitcoin on the prescription drugs. This is amazing.
Right.
So our approaches are slightly different. With Knee Howdy, you have to have some kind of a wallet already established, and then you can talk to it. And with us, we're let's just give the reward and then teach people how to get a wallet. So I think it's the steps are kind of reversed. With Knee Howdy, you make a wallet first, then you can we're gonna push it to you. And with us is let's give you the reward first and then create a wallet.
Okay, excellent. So what point of the process are you at with your company? I think you're raising some money.
Yes. So we're basically at the stage where we basically, Dave and I, we bootstrapped this company, but we're in the process where okay, this is gonna be great, and we're gonna push forward, and we would love to have people who are as excited as we are about bringing Bitcoin to the masses through Bitcoin rewards to join us on the journey and help us scale faster. So that's why we started crowdfunding. It's on Timestamp. This Timestamp is also something very, very cool. It's actually a Bitcoin only platform for crowdfunding.
Mhm.
And here we basically created our offer. We are basically raising 350K. And if you just go there, you're gonna see it's us and a couple of other very cool Bitcoin related companies, well, Bitcoin based companies, where we kind of like talk about value proposition, how do we walk through basically the process that I just explained. And the cool part is that you don't have to like put $350,000 into our company. You can just start with $250. So
Sure.
we wanted to bring as many people on board as we can. And if you want to go fast, there's like a saying, if you want to go fast, you go alone.
Mm.
But if you want to go far, you go together. And
Uh-huh.
I think, like I found Dave, it's my co-founder. I think we're a great team. He's a brilliant guy. And we're pushing very, very, very strong. But I think we would love to have more people join us, and
Yeah.
financial support would be great, but if we have like people who are joining us and in other ways will even help us catapult this and bring it to the masses.
All right. So let me ask you this. Let's say, let's say I have a company and I want to give rewards, and hopefully like engage the customers, like you're saying. I can see definitely the value proposition there. So like on the one hand, maybe you're getting some customers who wouldn't otherwise buy because they're like, oh, like I can maybe win something, right? And then on the other hand, you might be getting some information that you wouldn't otherwise get because they have to go through this process and answer, whatever questions you want to ask them.
Yeah.
Um, so what my question is, uh, what if I'm a business owner, but I'm not on the whole Bitcoin bandwagon? What is it about this idea and the integration with Bitcoin that makes it superior to some legacy financial system?
Perfect, great question. I think the best
Thank
way to
you.
answer
Thank
yeah,
you
it's
very
great.
much. Let's
So
just end it there. Let's go out on a high note.
I'm gonna throw it back. Let's play this out.
Okay.
Tell me a product
Okay.
that you consume on daily basis. Coffee, energy bar, water. Just something that you consume. Beer, I don't know, something that you like.
All right. I like the Soda Stream, like home seltzer,
Okay,
something I
perfect.
consume on a daily basis.
Perfect. So let's say we're gonna make Dave's Soda Stream, okay? And we're gonna start the company, and you wanna work with us. You have your seltzer, and you wanna work with us.
I'm making a competitor to Soda Stream. Is that,
Yes,
or
because
I have a
they're missing
competitor?
something. Yeah, they're missing something, or you have some kind of idea that you think, okay, it should have whatever orange flavor, and no one is doing it, and the can should have like a different design or something. You have an idea that is kind of you want to just bring your own out, right?
Okay.
And let's say, what is your price point? How much are you gonna like sell these seltzers for?
Let's say $15 a bottle.
Perfect. So then you would like, I think this is a great position. So this is how we would like you and I would jump on the phone and say, okay, oh Dave, that is great, man. You have a great idea. Yeah, in your single can is $15. Let's work out what will make your product even more exciting. So, what kind of rewards will excite your customers? If you give, what we will recommend is that you give your customers, let's say, at least like 10% or something like, or 5%, some kind of a reward that is significant enough for them to feel that they're getting something. So, if they're
Yeah, yeah,
paying
yeah.
$15 and the lowest reward is like 1 cent, they're gonna be like, well, maybe I feel ripped off. This is not good. But if you say like your smallest reward is like, I don't know, maybe 70 cents, maybe $1. This is like your lowest reward. They're like, oh, great. I got like almost like 10% back. And I have a chance every like 20 cans, I get like $5 reward.
Uh-huh.
Or and your top reward is maybe $100. So
Yeah.
we're like, oh man, this is interesting.
And the fact that you're pricing it or, using nominally Satoshis, it's kind of like airline miles, where like it looks like you're getting a lot. Like you get 10,000 airline miles, you're like, oh yeah, 10,000 miles, that's great. When it's probably not as much as it sounds like, but
Exactly. But the good thing is that where Bitcoin is the technology go up, number go up technology, and
Sure.
so if your smallest rewards are, let's say, 1,000 sats, which is
Yeah.
$1, it sounds like a lot, and maybe today's $1 is not too much. But also
Yeah.
tell me another seltzer that actually rewards you $1.
Right.
There is no. So you already have like a competitive advantage and something that will like drive people to try your product.
Yeah.
Second portion is most people are running around with these things with phones in their hand and like checking everything out. Now you have a physical product that all of a sudden has a digital layer, so people are able to interact with your product digitally, and it can
Yeah.
happen after the purchase, and it gives a whole different dimension where you can like interact with the customer. The third unique selling point for you as a business owner is that now all of a sudden you're capable of understanding when your product is being consumed, at what time of the day. Maybe if the customer allows, you will get also the location, you will get their emails, you'll get a chance to interact with them. And we're developing the technology in such a way that, for example, if you'd buy, let's say you're selling your seltzers as a six-pack, and if we know that you're scanning each time you like consume your seltzer, you're scanning the QR code, we will basically understand that after the fourth scan, you're left with two cans. And then we can like prompt you and say, okay, hey, you know what? It seems that you have only two more cans left. Do you want to reorder in the next 24
Right.
hours? We're going to give you 10% off. So it's basically on demand, at purchase, at consumption, behavior analytics that we're able to derive, which is impossible with today's technology. I mean, yeah, you
Right.
can, that's why no one is doing it, because you cannot send cost efficiently $1 to someone.
Right.
That doesn't work.
Whereas on Lightning, you can.
Yes.
I don't know if this is something that might be in the pipeline, but it could be interesting to like redeem these Satoshis for like a discount on another, pack of 4 bottles or whatever of the product that I've bought and gotten these rewards.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yes. So I think what we are trying, we need to like start somewhere, and we have like a couple
Yeah,
of the
of
ideas
course,
how
for
this.
sure.
Exactly. But you're fully. This is something that we've been like kind of like trying to look into. With Dave, to kind of like the moment you get exposure to Bitcoin and you already have your sats, as you pointed out, maybe you can use a portion of them to like on your next purchase. So it kind of
Yeah,
like it tracks like,
yeah,
but the advantage is maybe you don't use it on your product, on the seltzer, maybe you use it on the coffee that you want to buy,
yeah,
or on the medical prescription that you want to buy next.
yes, yeah. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, like anything where you can get the customer like coming back and like touching you again, if you will, or you're touching them. Sounds kind of dirty, but
Yeah, very.
the customer's touching you, you're touching the customer, like everybody's happy.
Yes.
Anything where you can get them to maybe like rebuy or whatever is obviously like huge.
Yes, exactly.
So like right now, uh, no one can use this product yet, right? We're at the stage right now where if you wanted to invest in this product through timestamp, that's what a person watching this video in real time is able to do right now.
Yes, correct. Yeah, correct. So by the time this video is out, I think we need like 2-3 days more to like fully be live. At the moment, you can put yourself on the wait
Waiting
list,
list. Yeah.
waiting list basically. But
Yeah.
yes, but when it comes to our company, we're already working with different businesses. You cannot buy the coffee yet, the bullish coffee. This is something we're going to launch hopefully in the next few weeks.
Uh-huh.
But we already have like a couple of businesses in the pipeline who already have either a physical product or some kind of service where we're creating QR codes for them that they're using to kind of incentivize their customers to consume or their product or service or marketing material.
All right, let me ask you this. As a company, let's say Dave's SodaStream, what's my what's my upfront cost to get involved with your product?
We have like, I would say, something that is maybe like easier when we do the exact example. So let's say you have like the $15. This is the cost of your soda
Yeah.
per can.
Yeah.
And what
See
we
what you
would
can, yeah.
recommend, once we like put all the different rewards inside, we will probably end up of having an average Bitcoin reward into your sodas of roughly, I don't know, maybe like 10% of your product or 8% of your product. So let's say it's $1 that you will have to invest into creating these QR codes and putting the Bitcoin inside.
Yep.
So this 8% is something that we would kind of like tell you, okay, this is what you need to put as basically payment for the Bitcoin rewards.
Mhm.
And this is, you can put it either in your Bitcoin rewards and make a differentiator, and every customer is going to like try to access your product, or you can put it in marketing. So we would kind of like, this would be coming probably off of your marketing budget.
Sure.
And this is how we would work with you.
Yeah, and that's the company is only paying those Bitcoin rewards to somebody who actually like scans the QR code or goes to the website or whatever and interacts with whatever you've set up there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask a different question. What's your cut? What's beyond the checkouts cut of like what's going on? How do you get paid as beyond the checkout?
Well, this is something that we're still kind of like trying. There are a couple of different revenue streams. The first revenue stream is you as a business owner, we will provide you with some rudimentary analytics on the back end. First of all, you get like the engagement from the customers the moment you have like the QR codes in, right?
Mhm.
But on this, and on top of this, we will provide you as a business owner some initial rudimentary analytics. You will know exact time of the QR code consumption. You will know who consumed your products. You will get like direct exposure to the customers. But we are actually working on providing a more detailed analytics at an extra cost for the business owner.
Okay.
For example, location or these like reoccurring purchases or
Okay.
some analytics that will kind of identify hotspots of locations or how the customers are using your product, or maybe offering you an opportunity for creating a survey for your customers, not just asking one question, how do you like my product, but creating a survey tree behind every time the same customer, if you, for example, Dave, scan a QR code like 5 different cans and you every time get asked the same question, it's kind of like not so valuable for the business. But if we understand that Dave is scanning another like multiple times different products, each time we will provide you with a different question, which will then in turn add value to the business. And this will be an additional paid service. And this is kind of like another revenue stream. And the third revenue stream is by understanding the customer behavior and surveys that are happening in the background. We will kind of like control this data as a business, which is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of numbers because we did the digging. And there is a a company, it's called Nielsen. Maybe you've heard about it. They're kind of like doing surveys. It's a
Nielsen, right? NIE.
Yes.
Nielsen. Yeah. They've been around for a long time. Yep.
Exactly. They're making like, it's $1 billion heavy company.
Yeah.
And if they would approach you and tell, okay, we can do a survey for you.
Right.
And you say, okay, I want to do a detailed survey on 100 customers. They're going to come up with 20 questions that you're probably going to write them yourself. And they're going to like try to manually write down the answers, talk to different customers, come up with a survey, not in real time, and kind of like old school. And it's going to cost you somewhere between $50,000 and $100,000.
Right.
We can do this with our technology for probably like $100 for you.
Right.
Or maybe $1,000. So we're at the time of consumption in real time with real data. So basically we're able to extract much more precise, much more valuable, detailed analytics of customer behavior at the time of consumption that is, 1,000 times less expensive, but 100 times more accurate. So this is another, we would say, we believe a strong revenue stream where the value of the data that we'll be able to generate.
Sure. Makes a lot of sense. So if I'm hearing you right, and now I know Beyond the Checkout hasn't launched yet, but your idea is that a company could set up these rewards for little or no upfront cost, aside from the
Yeah,
actual,
exactly.
Satoshis that they're paying, and then your company would make money, kind of upselling them on further, analytics and stuff like that.
Yes, yes. And by the way, we are already, our timestamp page is not launched, but we as a company are fully operational.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a real, maybe tangible example. We have a CrossFit gym that
Yep.
actually wanted to work with us and create a survey for their gym. And what we did, we created like this kind of chips for them. In this case,
Yeah.
so this is like beyond the checkout, but we put, of course, like the CrossFit logo. It's like CrossFit gym that is called CrossFit Ready to Live. And
Uh-huh.
on the back, we basically put the QR codes
Yeah.
for the in order to do the survey for the gym. And
Yeah.
we created like 200 QR codes and created 200 of those. And
Yeah.
the cost that they had like upfront was like $200 or something.
Yeah. I think I gotta get some of those poker chips. I play a lot of poker. So it's it's one thing to like hand somebody a poker chip with a QR code, like, oh, if you ever want to check out my YouTube or whatever it is that I'm doing, scan this. It's another thing to say, like, if you want to check out my YouTube channel, scan this, and you're gonna win, somewhere between 10 and 10,000 Satoshis or something like that, right?
Exactly, exactly. So that was our idea. So basically, we created like these poker chips, and just to like showcase how you can like do this as a marketing material. We also would go to a fair. I mean, you've probably been to many different fairs, and typically what happens, people are giving stuff out for free,
Uh-huh.
and you just give out stuff for free and hope that something's gonna catch. And
Yeah.
for us, why don't we just like give people maybe like this kind of poker chips or chocolate like this.
Uh-huh.
We're also doing out, we created like small, we have bit, I don't have it like with me here. I'm actually on vacation with my wife, but
Nice.
we have, we created, we made like chocolate that is like this, that has actually, it's a Bitcoin chocolate. It's like
Uh-huh.
gold. And then on the front, you put like your company logo, and on the back, you put the QR code. So,
Okay.
and you just hand them out, and people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I read the chocolate, great! Oh, I even can get like $100. You learn about my company, you get Bitcoin, you get chocolate, and we kind of like exchange value. You
Uh,
provide some feedback, I provide you some Bitcoin and chocolate.
okay. So I'm definitely gonna to check that out. I play a lot of poker. Last year at the World Series of Poker, I was giving out hats with my logo for the channel and stuff like that. But the hats are like $30 each. My
Yeah,
cost, because I don't. It's not like I can make like 100,000 of them and get like a discount. I made like 100. So,
yeah.
um,
Let's
uh,
do it. I love
yeah, I
it.
think a poker chip would probably save me some money.
100.
Okay. All right, that's fantastic. All right, so I'm definitely gonna check out your company and see what I can get for my stuff.
Thanks for watching part one of our two-part interview with Oliver Stamatoski. In part two, we discuss how Oliver's company relates to the broader crypto space, Oliver's personal experience with hyperinflation, innocent people getting debanked, the dangers of trading crypto, and why Bitcoin is the cyber horse of investments. You won't want to miss it.